One of the things that I think perhaps we find most difficult as writers, but which certainly stands out when you see it in a book, is that there's a character which really comes alive. So where did you really get the idea for Teo, and how did you go about building him? Once you had that idea that you wanted him to be a ballet dancer who was 80 going on 85, how did you go about building that character? And the same also for Vivi, because the novel really does revolve around those two people.
Okay, well, as some of my writing students here know, with the major characters, I start with something that I call clustering, where I put the name of the character, because I usually have a name pretty early on, right in the center of a circle, and I start drawing lines all over the page, much like you've done with your notes here, that let me have access to different aspects of the character. So I'll go off into one direction, and it'll be something that has to do with the person's profession, and another direction with his looks, and another with his family life, and anything is legitimate, anything that I toss down on the page. So that's one thing that I do. I think that the characters at the center of a novel, those are the ones you have to work hardest on. So even when I think that I know the characters when I get started, I discover all kinds of things about them. So I spend a lot of time getting to know my characters in the beginning. So I'll do anything to get to know them better. I've given an acknowledgement to someone here, Terry, who is an astrologist who works in Meseret Zion. She's wonderful. And I went to her because I had created this character whose birthday was the 22nd of February, 1922. It's all twos. And I went to her and I said, look, you've got to tell me something about a person who was born on such an auspicious date. You know, and I just give this as an example of sort of anything goes. For the more minor characters, I tend to borrow. I see things and I just kind of take them lock, stock, and put them on the page more, from my perception of different people that I come across.